All right, I have 4 words for you, and it's Jujutsu Kaisen is back.
God.
Woo, girl, I'll tell you. Let me say, I don't know if I've ever, you forget how much you like something until
that's it.
You watch the first episode, and it's like, wow, it's all flooding back. And to take nothing off the movie, it was great, but I don't count it the same. That was like a one-off, sure, we went and saw it, and we did all that, and we did the whole thing, whatever. But season of Jujutsu Kaisen, part of me was like, you surprised me when it was coming back, because I was like, it ain't coming back for a while. And I think it's been a while, sadly.
Been, yeah.
How time has passed.
2021, I think, was when it dropped, season 1.
Okay, so it just felt a lot longer than it actually was. I feel like, because when we watched it, the season 1, it was like, this was my first, some of my first intros to anime. And now I'm swimming in it for a couple years now, seeing some highs and some lows.
Yep.
And, here we are. And then we got so excited that we conveniently watched episode 1 already.
Well, to piggyback on what you're saying, it took, 10 seconds for me to be like, oh, yeah.
Right.
I know why I love this show.
It got you back in there. The art style.
Element?
My friend. Spoiler, we watched episode 1 already.
Yes, we did.
And I came prepared with lengthy notes.
What you got for me? What you got?
A lot, my friend, about episode 1.
Okay.
It really did not knock my socks off.
Okay.
I think it did the good thing of roping you back in with that horror element.
Sure, yeah.
It was eerie and kind of like spooky, don't look under the bed situation kind of thing, you know what I mean?
I feel like that's lacking in a lot of big anime.
I think it's lacking in a lot of things in general.
Yeah, like that, suspenseful horror. Season 1 of Promised Neverland, you haven't seen it, I thought nailed the horror aspect of anime. And Jujutsu, I haven't felt that since this episode.
Right, I couldn't tell you about a horror anime besides, looking back, I would say the most horror-ish would be Jujutsu Kaisen because it just rolled in that realm of fear.
I'm just here for that type of anime.
Absolutely.
Now. Yeah, and the other thing I noticed that was immediately evident was, I know where Mappa's been putting all their money.
Because they definitely pumped up the...
does it look incredible?
It does.
It moves really well. Different, the fluidity. The camera that uses CG when it pans around. And
which I enjoy that because we saw that in Chainsaw Man.
It almost feels like they started this path with Chainsaw Man.
Right. That's where we started seeing
and evolved it to what Jujutsu Kaisen episode 1 was in season 2. And my God, am I here for it. I didn't think I was going to go from Demon Slayer and go, this is on par. It's a different style.
Absolutely.
But it is in no way less than what Demon
Slayer is.
Now,
I prefer Demon Slayer.
Oh, man.
I mean, I definitely... Because here's the thing. I think the movement of let's say just it was Geto and Gojo.
Yeah.
They were very choppy. If you looked at their movements, it was just very... I don't know. Their movement, the people's movement, were not smooth to me. I think the world was. I think the world was good, and I think the structure's there. It was. I will say for an episode 1, obviously this is going back to another. Or I don't want to say another season.
Time before our main cast.
But I think they're gone. I feel like that season 1 was a one-off, and we're not even going to bring it back because Gojo is now the main character, and I wasn't ready for that.
Yuji is the most side character, main character I've ever seen in my life. And
100%.
I know we're going to get back to
Are
him.
we?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
But I think that an example of a really well-written show is when you can take the main protagonist, push him to the side a little bit, and flesh out the surrounding cast. And
before
make
you even flesh out the main cast?
About the main cast. I am so here for the relationship between Geto and Gojo.
So
man.
Seeing that,
Their
episode 1, it's going to be their structure from the beginning to where we saw them in season 1.
How do they go from what they are right now to
enemies,
literally the big baddie versus Gojo who wants to kill the uppers in...
I would say, because he's not a hero. I think he's just
He's Yuji. He's like a...
No, Yuji, I think, does it for the good, where I think Gojo just does it for selfish reasons.
I think this season will show you he's much deeper than that.
Look, we got him at his peak where he is currently in season 1, and now we're coming into this, and it's just for the episode of being 22 minutes or so, I think I found it hard to focus on the story for some reason. I believe the
Because we're starting a new one.
we are and we're not, because we're in the realm of Jujutsu Kaisen and we're in the realm of curses and saving the sorcerer people.
Yeah.
I believe in episode 1 that the Mai and Yuname story was useless. I don't think it served this much purpose. I'd have rather filled that 5 minutes up with something about Geto and Gojo.
See, but I love that the mansion scene is what you're talking about.
I am. The mansion was cool, but
introducing you again to the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, and like, here's a demon. Like, I thought the whole idea behind the mansion was really cool. How they had to figure out that they had to run in opposite directions.
I mean,
really
I didn't
fast.
think it was that difficult for some man who could predict every anime. I don't think that was that difficult.
Oh, no.
As soon as they kept walking through, it's like, oh, okay, well, we got to figure this out.
I'm not trying to predict this show. I'm literally trying my best to just be like, you know what? What you got for me? I'm doing the Vinland Saga thing, where I'm sitting down and I'm just like, whatever you're going to give me, Mappa,
right.
I'm here for it.
So that was my other thing. I didn't really need that story. Yes, it was cool because it introduced a curse in a curseless show, because if that episode would have finished, we would have had no curse.
Sure.
To bring us back into the Jujutsu Kaisen piece. It, with that story being there, and then it seemed a bit jumbled, like they just threw it in a bowl and mixed it together. It didn't really mesh well.
Threw you in the deep end, man.
Yeah, they did, and I don't...
Because they are relying on the fact that you know who Gojo is.
Yes.
You know who Geto is. So they don't have to do the
now, I feel like it's been so
introductions.
much longer, I forgot who they were.
It's almost like, okay, you know who the main cast are of the season that we're going to tell you. Let's just plop into a random day in their life and start the arc of how they separated in such an incredible fashion. And I'm here for it.
Right, don't get me wrong.
I'm here for it.
So, like, it is a good foundation for season 2.
Yeah.
I think because obviously it's season 2, so it's meant for the people who watch season 1 and possibly 0.
Yeah. Yeah, because there was some of their storyline in 0.
Yeah, so they just
Geto
threw you in there.
Yeah.
Whereas in shows like maybe Hell's Paradise, that it had to build you a
from
bit,
jump.
to do you a bit differently.
Exactly.
And that was a season 1. But I am thrilled to see where it's going. And I don't know about you, I'm ready for episode 2.
And what we're going to do here, guys, is we are going to go episode to episode. If you like Jujutsu Kaisen, if you followed along with some of our other series in the channel, we'd love for you to come along on this awesome ride of 23 or 24 episodes.
Let's hope. I haven't looked that up.
One of my favorite anime on television right now. This is an anime for adults. Put the kids to bed, and let's go. Here we go. The excitement you had for the start of Demon Slayer is literally what I'm at.
I just want to see where they take this. Yep. Yes, because it's in the past, so we have to build some past
normally
things.
I don't really like prequels, but this, please tell me.
I like right. It's a little bit of something that you were missing.
Yep.
I bet he will pull out of that. That'd be him.
I love that this show can be at times so goofy and so funny, and then literally on a dime turn to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This new character apparently is loved by the audience.
Really?
Of the manga.
Okay.
This guy right
all right.
here.
Good, bad, in the
know.
middle? Okay.
Speedboat racing.
I'd like to bet on that. I think he won. Well, obviously, I think he said he was going after Gojo.
What? He asked about Megumi. Wait, what? Okay, what?
Father, brother.
God, I love this show so much.
That's the Gojo that we remember.
Yeah.
I don't like him with his glasses.
He's got some pretty ass eyes.
Yeah. And what I found, like, this was a little confusing because I don't understand the Tengen, the Q, and that girl. Like, my brain just wasn't really grasping a hold of that whole ordeal.
Hell's Paradise.
Huh?
Tengen.
That's what he kept saying in episode 1. Something the Tengen.
I have to go watch it again.
They kept saying the Tengen, and that girl who's got to be some vessel for some. My brain was like, what is this trying to tell me?
Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to go watch that again. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on that too.
Yeah, it was just when this episode started, he was sitting outside with the guy from Q, which I guess is now some organization, but that girl that was sleeping or passed out, she's supposed to be some vessel for something. And
Oh, right. And they have to make sure that
she gets to the Tengen.
Because, like, it's the possession.
Yes.
And she could become, like, yes, I do remember.
Something's immortal but needs my brain was like, what is this? Did I miss something?
We just might have to go back and watch the episode again.
Okay.
But he just said, how's Megumi doing? And I'm immediately like, what? Megumi?
Knowing that was not anywhere possible.
Wow. Oh, is that the thing that protects... They referenced that, I think, in season 1. We'll have to talk about it off camera, like getting deep into it again. I might even go rewatch season 1.
Okay. Like she was obviously raised for this task.
Yeah.
One can hope that one of her watchers can help us out a little bit.
How the hell does Geto go from this?
Right.
To
what we saw in season
there's gotta
1.
oh, it might be what happens to her, and he might end up falling for her or something. And his relationship with her, and the fact that she's just used as this vessel is like,
right.
What the fuck are we... Yeah, I could see that too.
Okay. I mean, he looks pretty serious.
Yeah.
So
they're hunting her.
right, and that's why they took her from that group that was
Right.
coming to get her. God, I thought that was the end. Like, what did we see? What?
The fact that he asked the question of if he could kill him, even him,
Right.
tells me he's got some pretty strong abilities.
I just love the noises.
I was going to say that earlier.
Oh, I just love it still. So much for the close combat thing being not real. The peaceful music and calm, and then meanwhile,
Backdrop to the
my man's
savagery.
missing teeth.
Smooth operator.
Don't do that. They be dripping.
This is what I mean about like the humor mixed with the savagery.
My
and the
confusion
dark...
is he in a high school
Yeah.
and she's a teacher? What's happening?
Yeah, see, man, the fluidity of the action and like the scene sequences. I'm gonna love seeing Gojo get to work this season.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of fighting. We're going to see a lot of them in action. Well, yeah, it's that force field he has around himself.
It's impossible to touch him.
Yep.
So as long as he controls himself, he's invincible.
Yeah. So when he loses himself,
This guy's like the definition of OP.
yeah. Now, did he work that hard, or was he born that way?
He's born that way. He just had to work to
Yeah.
hone it. Remember in season 1, he used purple when he shot Hanami, like the tree curse.
Yeah.
He combined red and blue to create purple to shoot that energy wave at him. He just used red again. So in season 1, he combined red and blue.
Okay.
Damn it!
I knew that was going to end
I
there.
cannot stand 20-minute episodes, man.
It did feel long. It felt like we got a lot in that episode.
I can't stand 20-minute episodes. So I knew that in this episode it was just going to be a lot more of I don't know how to define it. It's going to take, I think, 4 or 5 episodes for us to get a real good picture of the
What's happening?
direction of the season.
What's the girl's real idea of, why is Gojo so powerful?
And that's why I'm okay with a 24-episode run.
Is that what's supposed to be?
23 or 24, yeah.
That's exciting.
It's either 23 or 24. I have to look up again. But that's why I'm going to give it, 4 weeks for it to,
easy.
iron out the season direction for me.
I would give it another 3. Take the first episode out, count this as the first of 4, and then we'll see where, hopefully by then we have some direction.
Yeah. The animation was fantastic. I love the music in this season so far.
The comedic relief.
The comedic relief is just hilarious. I think it
does
does
a good-
comedy better than Demon Slayer does. And Demon
for
Slayer does
sure.
it pretty well.
For sure. I think that
Yeah.
because, Demon Slayer, to me, is built for not a super young audience, but younger than what this is intended for.
Yeah.
And I think different levels of comedy, like it's not straight up in your face humor. It's like, these are just sarcastic assholes that are fighting, and they're good at what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we find humor in that because it needs that, because there are moments it's intense, and I believe, if I have a good feeling, that this season will get intense.
Do you remember at season 1 where Yuji met that other sorcerer who ended up being killed, that tried to get close to him and he really needed a friend, and his mom was murdered?
Yes.
That episode was like,
yeah,
what the
that
hell?
was.
That hit me
See,
in the
those
feels
things I
real
think
hard.
we're going to get a lot of.
This season,
Because you got to break a friendship.
I think that this season will get into the even more depressing than the movie and season 1.
Yeah.
There will be I believe that this season's going to have a couple dark moments that just make you sit back and go like, yeah, they're not playing around.
Something ruined these two
To the point.
to be the point they are who they are.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And watching it unfold is going to be a treat.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And I'm glad everybody can watch it with us.
Yeah. So if you guys liked the episode, let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you for episode 3.